Hi there. My name is Tanya Stewart, and I am going to be talking to you today about Essential Oils 101, the introduction to essential oils. I'm going to hop right in and tell you a little bit about myself and a little bit about my story and journey with Young Living and how I got today to be making videos and sharing my passion for this company. So, my journey with Young Living started about 4 years ago when I was in and out of hospitals. I was trying to get answers and I couldn't. And I had a friend that introduced Young Living to me and introduced an oil to me that would support balance and imbalanced hormones and things like that. And I was desperate. I was wanting answers. And the more research that I did on hormone issues and things like that, I was able to see what was happening, and the light bulb went off in terms of the products and things that I was putting on my body that could possibly be causing the hormone imbalance issues I was experiencing. So when you're in tune with your body like I am, and you know how you're supposed to feel but you don't, and you know that something's just not right but you don't have the answers, you do anything in your power to figure that out. And that's kind of my journey. That's where it all started. And as soon as I started to take baby steps to switch out the chemicals in my household and get rid of the toxins that I was using in products, I started to see results and I started to feel better, and I started to figure out that this is the new me. This is what I need to be doing to feel this way. Um, and there's many different things that I did, and I took those baby steps to get there. So that's my story basically in a nutshell. But I want to thank you guys for tuning in and taking the time to listen. Like I said, I'm going to try to not rush, but I'm trying to not have squirrel brain because I tend to do that sometimes and tell little side stories and things like that. But I am going to try to get to the meat and potatoes and just give you guys the good stuff. And give you guys everything that you want to hear or will need to hear about the beginning journey of using essential oils, the whys, the whats, the hows, the whens, all that good stuff. Just the basics to get you started. So let's go ahead and talk about essential oils 101. So what actually is an essential oil, right? Essential oil is actually, if you take a dandelion and you crack the stem, you're going to see a thick liquid that comes out, and that's actually an essential oil. That is what essential oils are made up of and distilled. They're distilled from flowers and trees and bushes, resins, herbs, shrubs, all of those things. And when we use them within our human body, they affect every system in our bodies. So we're talking skeleton system, we're talking respiratory, your metabolism, we're talking respiratory, oh, I said that, respiratory, we're talking about your immune system, all of those areas, everything that any system that you have in your body, an essential oil can support. So in addition to your body systems, they can also help you with maintaining a healthy brain function and supporting a healthy weight. They can also support your emotions, which is my absolute favorite part of essential oils, because sometimes you just need your emotions to be supported in ways that are uncontrollable. We can't control every emotion that we come experience. So just having that extra support is a lifesaver. They also can support your support you in like a spiritual and in prayer. So a lot of people use them to support and give them a grounding experience during their prayer life. So for an example, oils can be diffused to soothe your child's really rough day at school. So when they come home and they've had a rough day and they're just kind of down in the dumps, it's a great way to give them that environment that's soothing and calming and kind of brings them back to where they need to be. It can even do that for you after a really stressful day at work. It can give you a very relaxing environment and different state of mind that you were in all day. So not only can it do that, but it can even be an alternative to toxic things in your household. So it can be an alternative for all your cleaning supplies. So being able to take those baby steps to switch out all those cleaning supplies in your household and in your home that are affecting your family and children and spouse and anyone that's in your household. Now, there are over 300 different types of oils out there, different names of oils, and that's overwhelming. Like, who's going to own 300? I will one day, but I don't now. But the thing is, you only need about 10 to 20 to have a good solid kit to support all the areas that I just mentioned. And it's simple, guys. The way you use essential oils is simple. You don't need to be an expert. You don't need to be an aromatherapist, because I'm sure not any of those things. I still have questions every day, but the way that I learned is by experimenting, getting them on my skin, using them, opening up the bottles. So that's what you have to do. You have to get them to know and learn. And the way the essential oils are used is simple. 3 different ways they're used. They're used topically by putting them on your skin. They're used internally, and they're also used aromatically, which means you can inhale them. So some really interesting facts are that the liver, the heart, and the thyroid can gain essential oils within 3 seconds. And then you have your bloodstream. So when essential oils are applied topically, they reach your bloodstream within 26 seconds, guys. 26 seconds. I just find it unbelievable. I'm not like your chemistry person or your scientist person or any of like history. Like that type of stuff has just never been my thing. And it kind of loses my interest. But when it comes to facts and like straight to the point, I'm just like amazed. So, 3 seconds when inhaled, it reaches your heart, liver, and thyroid. When applied topically on your thyroid, when applied topically, it reaches your bloodstream within 26 seconds. And then within 3 to 6 hours is when your body will eliminate your essential oils. So if you apply and use them internally, it will last up to 3 to 6 hours depending on your body and the healthiness of your body. So pretty cool, interesting facts there. Let's talk about the history. So the history of essential oils. Now, guys, these are not bottles that have just been around for like the past 2 years and is the new fad, and they have pretty labels and they really look cute on your countertops and on a really cute wooden oily shelf. Now, yes, they all do, and they make me super excited when I walk into my kitchen and I see that, but they are so much more than that. These oils are life-changing, really, and they've been around for decades. They've been referenced and mentioned over 1,100 times in Scripture and indirectly and directly in Scripture. They were used by cultures years and years and years ago, like the oldest cultures on earth. So there was orders back then for myrrh and frankincense and cypress. There was even the Egyptians that used them for beauty and fragrance, right? To make them smell good, just like we use perfume, but it was all natural back then. And then we have the Romans that used them for their communal bath houses, for them to stay clean and whatever they did to shower and keep themselves healthy, they used them. So we're talking about things that have been around forever. I mean, this is God's creation. It's plants and herbs and trees and all things like we've said already. When you speak about Jesus, when Jesus was birthed, he was given and received gold, frankincense, and myrrh the day that he was born. And frankincense, I'm sure that many of you have already heard of, is actually known as the coconut oil of essential oil. It has over 10,000 different uses. So when you think about it, you have to realize that these oils have tons of different uses. And research is being done on it daily for us to continue to use them for different things. So it grows yearly. Scientists are still rediscovering what these oils can do, and they're continuing to give us that information for us to live the healthiest life that we ever could live, right? So here's the question that probably many of you are asking. Do essential oils work, right? I'm sure you're asking that. Like, how is it even possible? Is this even real? Well, the answer is yes, okay? I'm proof of it, and I'm proof of it, but there's one thing. The scariest part of it all is that there's no actual rating system for essential oils by the FDA. The only thing that we have is that the FDA requires 5% of an essential oil to actually be grade A and therapeutic. So if they have only 5%, they can stick a label on that bottle and say it's pure pure therapeutic grade A oil, which is complete bogus, okay? And that's where we run into a lot of issues, because that means that the oils that you see on the shelf in Walmart and CVS and all these random companies, they are not doing their research. They are taking the FDA requirement and filling that bottle with only 5% oil, pure oil, and the rest is fillers, the rest are carrier oils, the rest are solvents, the rest are chemicals. They're not the true stuff, and these oils, which is the scary part, can do you actually more harm than good. So you're actually just throwing your money down the drain and actually could be damaging yourself more than actually making yourself healthy. So let's talk about the 4 different grades of essential oils. We have grade A, which is the ones you want. They are the only true pure oil, but remember, because of the FDA, you might see a bottle that says grade A therapeutic and it might not be true. And it's probably full of other stuff, so you have to do your homework. So that's grade A is your organically grown, they're distilled from really low temperatures. Then you have your grade B, which is your food grade. That's where your add-ins are, and that's where your synthetics come from, and that's where they just fill it in to, make a buck and get as much product as they can and into the hands of all of us buyers. So then you have your grade C, which is your perfumes, and this is where your solvents come into play. This is actually, there's been studies that solvents can be cancerous. So this is where, again, you only need 5% pure grade A to be called, this grade A. And then you have your D. So your grade D is floral water, and basically what that means is it's grade A trash water. They're actually taking the trash water after it goes through its process, and whatever little bit of that oil falls into the water, they're then putting it into the bottle, and they're classifying that as that 5% that they need to meet requirements. Big no-no, guys. It's just not going to work. That's like taking a glass of orange juice, diluting it 95%, drinking it, and then saying that you're gaining the benefits. No, you're definitely not. You're not getting any of those benefits when you do it like that. So you have to do your research. You have to find a company that is doing all the right things to give us the purest form out there. So here are some things that you want to look into when you're researching an essential oil company. You want to make sure that they own their own plants, they own their own fields, and they have a controlled distilling process. So Young Living has a seed to seal promise, which I'm not going to go into detail here, but go check it out for yourself because it's very impressive. seedtoseal.org, I believe. And you can look up their distilling process. It's a strict, controlled process that starts at the seed and ends at the seal of the bottle. So just those words alone should mean something to you. But go ahead, like I said, and research that. It's very impressive. So here's some more interesting facts, because I do love me some good facts, okay? So to get the purity, you have to put a lot of work into actually harvesting and planting and growing and all that stuff. And you're going to get a little oil in return because it's so pure. So when you think about it, you have lavender, which, listen to these numbers, okay? 220 pounds of lavender of the plant you need to only get 7 pounds of oil, lavender oil. Jasmine, which is a flower, you need 8 million hand-picked blossoms to produce only 2 pounds of oil. Crazy. Now, jasmine is the most expensive oil out there right now because of the labor that goes into actually getting the oil. They have to pick the blossom before the sun comes up, and they have to pick it on the first day that it opens, the blossom opens. So it's very particular, on a schedule, and a lot of labor goes into getting that done. And then another really cool one is sandalwood. So sandalwoods, the trees have to be 30 feet tall and they have to be 30 years old before they can even be cut down, guys. So this is what we're talking about, purity. If you're not doing all these steps, you're not actually getting the benefits. You're not actually getting the good stuff in it. So that's why it does take a lot to put into the labor to get your purity. But here's the thing, with oil, a little does go a super long way. Why? Because it's pure and you only need the littlest bit. So when we're talking about essential oil bottles, we have anything in Young Living that ranges from $10 to $30. And that's the norm, like $10 to $30 you can get pretty good variety of oils. Now there are some that are more expensive. There are some that are a lot expensive. Like we said, jasmine is probably one of the most expensive because of its labor intense process. But a little does go a long way. So there's two different size bottles in Young Living. You have your 5 ml right here, and then you have your 15 ml. So see the difference in size. Your 5 ml is going to hold about 90 drops of oil, and your 15 is going to hold about 250 drops, give or take. Okay, so when you're thinking about it, guys, if you take your 5 ml and you use 1 to 3 drops per application per time you're using it, you are going to be getting, if you use it 3 drops per application, you're going to use this in 1 month. A whole month you have this whole bottle. If you use it 1 drop, you're going to have it for 90 days, a whole 3 months. So a little does go a long way, and you certainly do get your bang for your buck when it comes to essential oils. And most of the time it's very cost effective, and actually more cost effective than you would in trying to go out and buy products in the grocery store or even your health food store. So there's a product out there called the Thieves Household Cleaner, and this cleaner is amazing. You can replace everything under your kitchen cabinet, your bathroom cabinet, the whole bang, okay? Your Windex, your toilet cleaner, your glass cleaner, your counter cleaner, everything you possibly think of, okay? And the thing is, it comes in a bottle about yay big, and it's concentrated. So what you do is you take a cap full, you put it in an empty spray bottle, and you add water to it. And it makes a good size spray bottle, not like a teeny tiny one I'm talking about. And so when you break it down, the cost of that concentrated bottle, when you pour out caps and make your bottles, you're only paying $1.50 per bottle. You can't even buy an organic, clean, green, chemical-free glass cleaner in a health food store for like less than $7, right? So when you do the math, Young Living is a very cost-effective way to start living a cleaner, healthier lifestyle. So when we're talking about safety, right? So now the question has been asked, do they work, right? We all know they work now. Yeah? Yes? Good. Okay. And then now the question is safety. Like, are you comfortable using them? How am I going to feel comfortable using them? So let's talk about that. Number 1 rule is to dilute if you are not sure. And it's an absolute rule with your children and pets. So when you dilute, you're going to use a carrier oil, and your carrier oil is going to be your fatty oil, like your almond oil, your coconut oil, your avocado oil, all those types of different oils. So what you're going to do is you use your oil, and you can put a couple drops in your hand and then a drop or a tablespoon of carrier oil, and then you're going to apply it. Now, the reason why we do this is, and why it changes and affects differently, is because in essential oils, you have teeny tiny molecules, which is what this is made up. Now, carrier oil, it's made up of large molecules. So when you put the two together, they're actually going to ping pong back and forth from each other, and which makes the absorption process slower, and it will slow the rate into your skin and into your body. So that's why it's important to use it with kids, and especially pets, dogs, cats, horses, anything like that, because their bodies are made up differently than adults. Their pores are different, their skin is different, so that's why we want to dilute. When you're unsure for yourself, you're going to dilute too, because it's just a safe route until you're comfortable using that oil. I've always been told go low and slow. Go low and go slow. So start at the bottom of your feet. Your feet have the largest pores, so you apply a couple drops when you're unsure. And once you feel comfortable, you can slowly put it in different areas, the back of your neck, your ears, your big toe, your thumb, all these different flex points that affect different areas and targets in your body. Now, there's also hot oils. So hot oils are oils like Thieves, maybe peppermint. You might also have an oregano. And now those are oils that are hot. So they have like a spiciness to them. So what happens is when you apply them to your body, you might have a burning sensation. So this is okay, guys. You're not going to die, but what you want to do is always take precaution and make sure you have a carrier oil on hand. Because like oil and water, they don't mix. So you can't apply oil to get the burning away. You're going to have to apply that carrier oil to help you out. So don't fear about that. Just make sure you have carrier oil on hand. And there's a great oil out there from Young Living called V6 Complex, and that's made up of the top 6 carrier oils, and it comes in a pump bottle, and it's perfectly easily usable. So now we're going to move on to the good stuff, okay? But before I get to like the top oils and all their uses and all their good things, which I'm sure you guys are all patiently waiting, I want to give you guys the 3 cabinet challenge. And that is when you're going to go after this video and open a cabinet and take out 3 products. Flip them over and look at the back of the ingredients. And I want you to Google these ingredients and put the ingredient and then dangers of and see what comes up, okay? And here's the thing, see it for yourself. Go look it up and see what comes up. And I also want you to keep in mind this rule of thumb that I live by. If you cannot pronounce it, don't use it. Why would we want to use something we can't pronounce and we have no idea what it is, right? So go ahead and do that, because every day we are putting products on our skin, we're putting them in our body, we're inhaling them and breathing them in, and they just contain horrible, dangerous chemicals. The average woman applies 300 chemicals a day to their body. And out of those 300, 80% is applied before they leave the house and have breakfast. Because we're talking about the shampoos, conditioners, deodorant, toothpaste, hairspray, makeup, skincare products, the whole shebang, right? So just think about that, guys. And that's why Young Living essential oils, you're not using yuck, you're not using chemicals, you're using clean things, because there's only one ingredient, and that's the oil that you're receiving in your bottle. So if you get a bottle of lemon, that's all you're getting. You're not getting additives, you're not getting junk, you're getting the pure good stuff. So I know this can be super overwhelming at times. A lot of people, I'm like really getting a lot of things out here, but this is all wonderful information. And feel free, go back and grab a piece of paper and watch the replay, and take notes, guys, because this is some really important stuff and can be life changers for you. And I know it can be overwhelming, but let me share you the simplest way to get started and start taking the baby steps in the right direction. And that's through, well, let me tell you how I started. I started by getting your Young Living starter kit. There's a great starter kit out there that comes with your top 11 oils and a diffuser. It also comes with a bunch of other stuff, but those are the most important things in there. It's your top 11 oils to support all your body systems, everything that you would need. 9 out of 10 times that you're going to want to use an oil, you'll find it in the starter kit, and that's why they put it together. Young Living is pretty smart too. And then, of course, like I said, it does come with a diffuser. And this is where you get your best bang for your buck. It is the only thing in Young Living that is actually half off. So the value of this, if you were to go and tally up all these 11 oils and a diffuser, you'd be paying actually double the amount of this. So it's the best bang for your buck. So let's dive right in. We're going to dive into the top 11 oils, and what I'm going to do is be giving you about 4 or 5 of my favorite ways to use it. So first off, we have frankincense. Frankincense, which we talked about earlier, is great when you diffuse it for a calming and relaxing environment. It also promotes positivity, so it's great for a grounding experience, used many times during prayer life, and when taken internally, supports your immune system. It's also known as your top skin oil, so great for blemishes and smoothing your skin's appearance and things like that. Then we're going to move on to lavender. And lavender, a lot of people know lavender, but you might not know this, guys. If you apply lavender to your stomach, it actually will calm your nerves. So if you are nervous, put a drop or two and put it right on your stomach and see the results. When you take this internally, a drop under your tongue or put a couple drops in a capsule, veggie capsule, you are supporting your respiratory system. If you inhale this, it's great for relaxing, settling your, you might be up a little bit or had a stressful day, so it's great for just kind of grounding and bringing you down to that base mode. And then it's also wonderful, probably the most I use lavender for is for a really good night's sleep. So a couple drops in my diffuser, or just take a drop and apply it to my forehead, and as I fall asleep, I'm inhaling it. And then also a great oil for your skin as well. So this goes into my face moisturizer, both frankincense and lavender. Also, we have peppermint. So peppermint was probably my first bottle that I completely went through, because it's it's probably my top 5s, and it probably always will be, because it's just amazing. So you apply it to the back of your neck for a cooling sensation throughout your entire body. So if you're hot-natured, or you tend to just get really hot all of a sudden out of nowhere, or it's a really hot summer day, just apply a drop and your whole body will come over this cooling sensation. It's really, really cool. This can be also assist you in mental alertness. Like, who doesn't need some mental clarity sometimes, just to kind of like refresh and wake up a little bit. This is great to diffuse while your kids are doing their homework, giving them some concentration and some focus, or it's pretty settling when you rub it on your abdomen. So another great thing is peppermint supports your digestive system. So when you take it internally or rub it on your abdomen or anything like that, you're supporting your digestive system. So those are some really good uses for that. Like I said, peppermint is my all-time favorite. So then we have purifications, and purifications I can probably sum up in one word, and that's going to be odor. Okay, purification purifies the air. It is great for adding a couple drops to some baking soda, and you can use it as your carpenter freshener. It's great for smelly shoes, laundry detergent. Put a couple drops in there to just get, if you have that like musky smell to your clothes that some people get every once in a while. Great for pet smells. If you have a house full of boys, stinky sports gear, I mean, you name it, it's good for any kind of odor. You can even drop a couple drops in a cotton ball and put it in like your air vents, and it will eliminate the bad in the air and replace it with the good. And that's also why you absolutely need a diffuser, because the diffuser does just that. Okay. Moving on to thieves. Okay, listen guys, we're getting to some really good ones. So this thieves is an irresistible, spicy smell. So great for like the fall. This is one I use all year round, but no joke, it is the best for when you're feeling under the weather. So this is like your go-to. Feeling under the weather, it's going to support your immune system in more ways than one. This is great for if you have like a really scratchy throat or you're having trouble swallowing, and it has cleaning power that is insane. So you'll see when you get into learning about the different Young Living products that are infused with essential oils, Young Living's cleaning line is completely infused with thieves. Everything is thieves and lemon and all those cleaning powered oils. Stress Away. Stress Away is one of my favorite smells. Oh, it's so good. It has not lavender. Well, actually, it does have lavender, but it also has vanilla, which is why I love it so much, because I am a vanilla fan. But it has a very relaxing, calming smell to it. People use it as their their perfume because it smells so good, and something that you could just slap on you and off you're running. It also has a peaceful sleeping environment, so a couple drops in your diffuser. You can actually roll it on your wrist before you go shopping with your kids to enjoy that experience a little bit more that maybe you usually do. It can also help you with butterflies if you're nervous or have the jitters or anything like that. And when you're in a huge, like, who is not crowd people, right? Like, who doesn't like huge, big crowds? Like, if you're not and you're in that situation, throw some of this on, back of your neck, inhale it. And even uncomfortable situations. It really says it in the name, guys, Stress Away. So any kind of those situations, this is your oil, supporting your emotions in those different types of ways. So then we have lemon. So lemon is great for surface cleaning. Anything surface related or cleaning is a really good one. This is also a happy oil. So happy oils are, again, my favorite because of the emotion support. So, who doesn't love to be happy? I am happy probably 80% of the time, but I'm human and I can't always be happy, and I do have bad days. But this is support, so when those days come, you know how to handle them and you don't stay in that spot. You come out of it quicker. You're able to support those things that happen. So it's a happy oil. It's uplifting. It gives you some brightness to your day. Another really cool thing about lemon is great for sticky, gooey things. So anything that gets sticky or gooey and you can't get off, apply a couple drops and it's good as new. We rinse our produce, our fruits and veggies to make sure all the pesticides and things are off that we can't control sometimes. And then it's also good for a stain stick remover for your clothing. And lemon can go on and on. And then we have Panaway. So Panaway, a lot of people might smell with like icy hot, which is a product on the shelf that's not good for you, but Panaway will do similar things. So it supports your your muscles and your joints, and it's great for before and after physical activity, great for workouts. It also is really good if you're having a really stressful day and you've just been on your feet all day. Rub a couple drops to the bottom of your feet and it will just give you a good stimulation and kind of relief. Just give you all that relief of having a stressful day. It also releases tension if applied to your neck, your back, your shoulders, and even your temples. So, and a great another area, last area to apply is to your knees, and this will provide a very warming sensation. And then we have Copaiba. So Copaiba is pronounced many different ways depending on who you talk to. But Copaiba is great for elevating your mood, focus, calming, uplifting. If you put it on your temples, you can actually calm your mind from all those crazy all those rambling thoughts going on, which I am guilty of constantly. Mental clarity and overworked joints, legs, things like that. So just good to even for like a basic massage, different areas of your body. And a really cool trick is if you put a drop and place it on your lips, maybe during the winter season when they're chapped or it's windy or it's just a really cold week. This would be great to support those dry lips. Okay, 2 more, guys. We have Digize. So Digize is an amazing smell, wrong. Digize is a disgusting smell, but it works amazingly. So this is oil that you're going to take a couple of drops and rub on your stomach after a really full meal, or you're going to internally take it to support a healthy digestion. And you can even inhale it to feel re-energized. So this is great for that, for digestive system, full meal. And the funny thing about this oil is it's disgusting to me, but I don't have digestive issues. People that actually love the smell typically have it. So your body actually knows what you want. So that's a topic of a whole nother day, how you can actually pick the oils that your body needs by smelling them. But that just a little side note there because it's not a pleasant one to certain people. So RC is awesome for respiratory care. RC, respiratory care, supports your respiratory system. Apply it to your chest. It's great for a soothing chest rub with maybe a tablespoon of carrier oil. You can also use this for a relaxing massage throughout your body or on your upper body if you're having respiratory issues. It will just kind of open up those airways and help you breathe. It will also ground your emotions, and you can even use it on your chest and back in early morning workouts when you're stiff and want to loosen up a little bit. So those guys are the 11 amazing oils out there. But before I tell you how to get them, I want to get real with you for like 2 more minutes, okay? Bear with me, we're almost done. We're going to wrap up. But why this matters to me so much, okay, is because I've seen it and I've been there. I know how my body felt. I know how I felt every day. I know I was never living my fullest potential because I was being restricted from the feeling of good, the feeling of energized, the feeling of healthy, right? So I've been there. I know how it is. And if I could just help one person feel that way, then I feel like I'm doing good in the world. And this is why I want to share this with other people, is because of what it can do and how it can change people's lives. That I want, if anyone out there is going through what I experienced, I want to be able to be that voice for them and give them that information. So listen to these real quick, okay? Number 2 cause of death in the United States is cancer, and 1 out of 3 cases are linked to poor diet, physical inactivity, weight, and chemical exposure. 2,983 ingredients are in our products at home, and these are all from studies, guys. So there's tons of ingredients in our products all the time at home. 844 of those are toxic ingredients. 314 are caused biologically mutations. 218 cause reproductive problems. I mean, that's a huge thing right now, you know. I have tons of friends that are going through this problem. There's also 778 that are toxic to the human body, and 146 ingredients were known for causing cancer in the United States, but they were banned in other countries because of that reason. This is horrible. So the most dangerous products out there and chemicals out there right now are things like your air fresheners are like on your top 5 list. Your candles, horrible. Fabric softeners, throw them out, guys. Throw them out. There's shampoos, conditioners, your dish soap, just detergent, deodorant. Really not good stuff, guys. So when your body is on chemical overload, when you guys are using all of these things, this is what's happening. If this relates to you, you need to continue to do your research here about essential oils and how they can, and take those baby steps. Just take one step at a time. But listen, so when your body is on when your body is on a chemical overload, you're lethargic, you have inability to focus, you have sleep trouble, you have chronic inflammation, you have unexplained pain, and you have skin issues, hot flashes, you experience stress, and you even can develop fear. So all of these things are things that we have no control over unless we are controlling what goes into our bodies and what we're putting on our skin. And the great news about this is we can control this. We can be the voice. We can finally take the first stand to change those things, and we have easy access in to do this. It's not like we have to go out there and turn into these, crushing up the herbs and dicing up this and making all these concoctions and all this stuff. We're talking drops of oils to support all of our bodies and our systems. So I'm not asking you to go out there and throw out hundreds and thousands of dollars worth of products that are already stocked in your home. I'm asking you to take baby steps to do that. I'm asking you to start small and make the investment in your health and your family, because this will matter. It may matter now, but it's going to matter in the future too. So start now and take those baby steps. Not only is Young Living being able to provide this for you, they will also be able to provide you with a community of people that will support you and love you. And that's one thing that I just absolutely love and cherish about Young Living, is the people that I've met through this journey. They're like life friends now. So on how you get started, guys, it's ordering the premium starter kit. It's the 11 oils and it's your diffuser. The link is actually on the top of this video, or I will send you the link along with this video, depending on how you're watching it, to get started. And let's link arms. Let's do this together. This is a journey that I'm experiencing, and just continuing to take one step at a time to go through it. So I want to thank you guys, or thank you for tuning in and sticking in through this whole. I think I did it just over 30 minutes, so I'm pretty impressed with myself. But go ahead and start the process, guys. Start by taking the baby step to live a chemical-free, healthy lifestyle, and you won't regret it. Talk to you soon.